Wait, election when it's early. It's 5:43 a.m. Just thinking about life on the road and how when I was on the road, I didn't have any mentors really, or I've been on the road a long time. Like I started touring in the late '80s, all the way through to the mid '90s, and I traveled all over the friggin' world and had a blast. That was a different touring era, though. Like, as my friend David Macintosh would say, he's like, cities have become homogenized glass and steel. International cities of the world, right? They're all the same. And it's true. There were times in the last 10 or 15 years where I wouldn't know where the hell I was until I looked at the flags. I'm like, where the fuck am I? Because you forget, when you're touring hard. And I've toured for music, and I've toured for art, and I've toured for film, and I've toured for literature. So I spent a lot of time on the road, joining bands, or playing with friends, or promoting films I'd made, or doing art exhibitions, or readings, poetry readings, or all at once sometimes. And then doing artist residencies and workshop series and stuff like that. I've done a lot of road time. I've done it as in a band type situation, which is, I think, more fun because there's a camaraderie you can't get anywhere else, and there's that feeling of us against the world, right? We gotta stay together and keep each other safe and all that. And there's something really fun about that, And I've toured on my own a lot, which is good. It's a good feeling of accomplishment. It's like, well, you told your whole life what you're doing is a waste of time and you're never going to go anywhere and this and that and the other horrible thing. And then you're on a plane and then you're in a hotel and then you're in another city and then you're gone. And it feels really good. It feels really good to do that. The sort of downside to that is when you come home after a couple weeks or longer on the road, come home and you're like, holy shit. 2 nights before, you're in front of 1,000 people and trying to get everyone to do the wave, and then you're stuck in your little apartment 2 days later, and like, did that happen? Is that a dream? It's funny. For a while I had guilt, survivor's guilt, because so many people I know haven't made it, right? You kind of feel like, oh fuck. Why me? Why am I able to do this? There's no rhyme or reason. And not everyone can do it. It's hard. It's hard being out there. You're away from everyone all the time. And, you've always got to be on. Stuff like that. And then towards the end of like a really many years on the road, I was off more than on the last few gigs. And I only screwed up a few gigs, but they were pretty big screw-ups. But I was tired. I was burnt out. I didn't have anyone to say, you should get off the road. You're tired. You're burning out. You're kind of going crazy. So get off the road. So I just kept going until I finally kind of had a mental breakdown and had to get off the road. That was in Victoria and Vancouver. A couple disastrous gigs. But anyways, yeah, it's I'm starting to forget stuff now too. But I remember in the 80s and 90s, it was, those were van tours and then bus tours and planes. But each city was so different. Each city had its sort of, my favorite bookstores or record stores or comic stores or whatever. And then as time has progressed, 20, 30 years later, every city's the same, and there's big box stores, all over North America. So everything's just kind of lost its charm in a way. Maybe that's just me. I've been touring for too long. I never got rich, but I had a rich life. I enjoyed it, and I really had fun, and I got to see more of the world than I ever expected. And it's fun. If you ever get the chance to do it, do it. But stay safe, take care of yourself, don't drink, don't do drugs. Take care, eat properly, and exercise, and go for walks, and explore each city. I used to do that. I'd explore every city. I'd try the transit, I'd try the trains, subways, whatever. Get up early, go to the art galleries, go to the friggin' museums, go check it out, go just walk around. Because if you're like me, you're in a small town, and you've been in a small town off and on for a long time, you know this town inside and out. There's nothing really exciting anymore. So when you get a chance to tour and you get out of your town, make the most of it, and take care of yourself and get rest, and don't do what I did. Don't drink and party. It starts out as fun, but it quickly becomes a crutch and a disaster, and then you can really screw yourself up in your career. So, maintain a level head, and when you're tired, rest, and when you want to get off the road, get off the road. There's this kind of mania we get where we're like, shit, I might not have those gigs, so you just say yes to everything. Yeah, I'll do that gig, yeah, I'll do that gig, and then next thing you know, you're back to back, going all across the country and down in the States or overseas, and 2 months have passed and you've been home and you're burnt out, but you have 10 more gigs to go, and that's not healthy. So learn to say no, and then it'll be okay to say no, and there are more opportunities and there are more gigs. Plus, when you get home, you can create new stuff and, reevaluate what's going on. I took counseling. I had to get counseling because, it's just the way I've lived my life. It's insane. Come home and you're like, how the hell do I function as a normal human being when everything I live and do is totally not normal? It's the road. So that's what Uncle says. Uncle says you got to take care of yourself out there. All right, just felt like rambling a bit. I hope you have great success in whatever you're doing, and take care of yourself. And old Uncle's here for you. I always got something to listen to and hang out with. All right, you take care. I'm rambling now. Cook's Jam, Cook's Type. Have yourself a wonderful day.